Elise. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician. I am the CEO and co-founder of Cornerstone Medical Group here in Coral Springs, Florida. And I have to tell you, as a physician, pastor's kid, wife, and mom, I've come to realize to be healthy and well, you cannot just address your physical health. You have to be able to reconnect your physical, spiritual, and cognitive health. And that's what I help men and women just like you do every day in the office when I'm seeing patients. So let's get back into our topic today. And it kicks off our series of what we're going to be speaking about for these next 3 weeks. We're going to be talking about the specific 3 components of your health. The 3 components of your health. If you think you know what the 3 components of your health are, I want you just to jot something in there. If you think you know what the 3 components, give me 1. If you think you know the 3 components of your health, I want you to talk about it or just make mention of it there in the comment line, what those 3 components are. Let's see who's gonna come with the first answer. Will it be Facebook or will it be Instagram? All right, I'm gonna help Facebook out here because they're just closer to me and it's easier for me to jot the number, a word in. So one of our components of health, woo! All right, Bell Nurse Anna, I see you. Mind, body, and spirit. She said it on Instagram. Sorry, Facebook, Instagram got you. They said it first. So mind, body, and spirit is what Bell Nurse Anna said on Instagram. And I want to say hi to Seni Tassi, who just joined us here on Facebook. And so Seni, I wanted to let you know that what we're talking about today is the 3 components of health. And Instagram beat you guys here on Facebook, and they let us know what those 3 are. All right, so Bell Nurse said mind, body, and spirit. And this really kicks off our series of what we're going to be speaking about for the next 3 weeks, particularly as we go into the holiday season, because the holiday season, honestly, is a tough time for a lot of people, and we'll have a chance to talk about it, but more than anything else, there is a necessity for us to speak about the 3 components. So the 3 components are just what Bell Nurse said, and this is what I call it. I call it your physical health, 1. The second one is your spiritual health, that's 2. And the third one is your cognitive health, that's 3. So the 3 components of your health and my health is our physical health, our spiritual health, and our cognitive health. And it's very important that we make sure we're addressing all 3 of those components. Now, for the next few weeks, we're going to be speaking about each one of those individually and really kind of going in deep in them. And I want it to be a discussion. I want you guys to share your thoughts too. But I do want to speak about today to just kind of frame up what this whole idea is about the 3 components of health, and is it really, really necessary? So we said we have our physical health, we have our spiritual health, and we have our cognitive health. And I think of this as a triangle. It's a paradigm, right? So we have our physical, spiritual, and our cognitive. And all 3 of those points should be in perfect balance with each other. And when they're not, there'll be strain on one side and it could be manifested on the other side. So if there's strain, some people will understand this. For some people who have a little bit of strain or distress in their cognitive health, we also call it mental health. A lot of people don't like to hear mental health because they immediately have this negative association with it. But truly, our mental, our cognitive health, maybe when you're in a depression, maybe when you're sad, that's the time where you tend to overeat. That's the time where you may tend to not eat. That may be the time where you kind of sleep a little bit more. So that's one of the examples about how something that could be going on in our cognitive health will affect our physical health. You guys with me? If that makes sense, I want you to just put a thumbs up in the comment line, or give me just a wave or a Y in that comment line. All right, I'm seeing some Ys, I'm seeing some waves, I'm seeing some hearts. So yeah, so that's definitely it. Truly, truly, truly. We are made up of 3 components: physical, spiritual, cognitive. And all 3 of those things have to be addressed correctly. And oftentimes what happens is that it's fragmented, and we don't want it to be fragmented. So I speak a lot about how that's very important to me because I grew up seeing how that's fragmented. I spoke about how I'm a pastor's kid, and being a pastor's kid, I would see on Sundays people do a really good job about addressing their spiritual health. And I'll never forget, there was one brother in the church, he said straight up, do you guys know about old school like testimony service that they have? So at the Haitian church, they have like old school testimony service. And I'll never forget, as a young girl, hearing this man speak. And of course, he was asking for prayer because he was struggling with his diabetes. And the next thing that came out of his mouth, actually his wife was saying that what he tends to do is eat whatever he wants to eat and then try to run behind it with like some insulin or just some prayer. And we know that that's not enough, right? We're smart. We have to address all three of those components correctly. And I don't want you guys to do that. I don't want you to focus just on your physical health only and neglect your spiritual health. And I don't want you to only look at your spiritual health and neglect your cognitive health as well too. So let's talk about our cognitive health. I think that when we speak about physical health, because everyone kind of understands that. If that's the case, throw a Y in the comment line. If we're talking about physical health, it's clear. It's what we see. It's what we do. It's our weight. It's the lab work that we get when you go to the doctor's office. That's all about our physical health. And that's what we see. And that's a lot of times that we could quantify. It's kind of tangible. We could touch it. We have a number. But that does not mean the things that we're not seeing, that those aren't just as important. Our cognitive and our spiritual. So we spoke about that spiritual, but how about for that cognitive? So that cognitive health there is just the reality of not so much being crazy, not so much being in a deep depression, but just sad. And I wanted to talk about this particularly as we run into the holiday seasons. A lot of people are just sad over the holiday seasons. Whether it be because a family member that's not there, that was there. Sometimes it could be because they're thinking about a family that's broken and they want to sit around a table full of family and friends on Thanksgiving, but not everyone has that. So a lot of times right around this time of the year, as we roll into November, as we roll into December, I see in the office, not so much physical pain, but I see truly a mental cognitive health problem that's being manifested now as a physical thing. And it could be so much as pain. So what's the example of that I could share with you guys today as we go into our discussion? Well, some of you already know I am board, I'm fellowship trained, so I'm board certified family medicine physician. And I'm also fellowship trained in hospice palliative care. And I know that's a big one. A lot of people, when I say that, they're like, really? Yeah. So it's taught me how to have very tough discussions with people. And it really has helped me see a side of medicine that truly I didn't get a chance to see when I was just in residency for family medicine. But on the hospice side, what we would see a lot of is individuals who are in a lot of pain as they're getting ready to transition. They are thinking over the affairs of their life. They're thinking of what went right. They're thinking of what went wrong. And a lot of times for those individuals who had some regrets in life, some individuals that they just wanted to make peace with, I kid you not, they would be on very high levels of pain medication. And it wasn't until truly they had a chance to get on the phone, make peace with that individual that they were thinking about, that their pain was able to get more controlled. Why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because there is such a reality of you and for me that our health is made up of physical, spiritual, and cognitive. And it's your job, and it's my job for my own health, but it's also my job as your physician, if I am your physician, it's also my job as a physician for each and every one of my patients to make sure I am addressing your physical, spiritual, cognitive health. And a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us don't know how to do that. And a lot of us never had those conversations before. And that's why it is important. I speak about this a lot. The necessity that whoever you decide to be your physician, it has to be a good fit. They have to understand you. You have to understand them. And you have to be able to have these discussions, these things that don't come up that we need to bring in. So once we get and we are addressing our physical, our spiritual, and our cognitive health, once we're addressing all three of those, we are then finally in a balance and we're able to align them. And once they get aligned, this is truly when we are going to be able to have a satisfying wholeness to our daily life.